Does anyone else feel like they would get a blue ribbon in rumination? Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm Wackett. Thanks for joining me for another video as we work to empower and equip you with the confidence and skills to write your own story so that you can live a life on purpose. Today we're going to be talking about the idea of processing our past, what we say or do or what was said or done to us. Are we using it to help us grow and move forward, or are we allowing ourselves to get stuck there? I've been thinking a lot about the two processes of rumination and digestion over the past few months. Rumination, well, yes, a part of the cow's digestive process, is described here as an anxiety-induced experience. It's like listening to your CD player skip over and over and over again without ever changing the song. It's a hyperfixation on a person, situation, thought, or decision that becomes a barrier to our basic functioning. Rumination is a distraction or a pulling away from daily life and getting stuck in our heads, stuck somewhere in the details of our past. We're displaced from the now and stuck in that state of song skipping. Now, I'm a grade A ruminator. Most people with anxiety disorders are, and after the past few years of the pandemic, I would shorten that statement to simply, most people are grade A ruminators. I get stuck all the time on what ifs and should haves, and I'm either worried about what I did or didn't do or say, scrutinizing an interaction or a choice to find any possibility of failure or a misstep, or I'm projecting my anxiety into the future, thinking about what could happen, and I get stuck there. None of these actions are helpful, and yet we've all found ourselves there. We take ourselves out of the only place we have any power or control, the present, and fixate on the things outside of our control, what's already happened or what hasn't happened yet. Now, most often when people struggle with this, they get lost in the what's already happened category. They're thinking about something they shouldn't have said or done, replaying an interaction they had with increasing judgment and doubt, questioning themselves for the decisions they made, while building a mountain of self-doubt that erodes any trust they have in their present self and actions. It's almost like taking a piece of paper and folding it over and over and over again in the same spot. With each bend, the integrity of that structure along the fold is weakened. With rumination, each retelling of the story or experience weakens the original one, and your self-efficacy along with it, and it allows for your shame and core beliefs to gain access to reframe it. Two friends catching up over coffee can become fodder for how this person doesn't really like you or was offended by what you did or didn't say or do. One look from our partner can start an entire fight in our head that they were never even an active part of. One piece of critical feedback in your annual review can become the only thing you see and force you to dismiss the accolades and encouragement provided. And one awkward text can become a deeply rooted storyline that your mother-in-law is upset with you. One bad review can quickly become the destruction of an entire company. The more we do this, the deeper we immerse ourselves into the narrative of our shame. We become increasingly certain of our flaws, and this affects the way we show up in other interactions or in the future decisions that we make. Any perceived evidence to support the assertions of our shame becomes the signal to hide, detach, or shut down from the world. We have to learn to let go of that drive inside us to get lost in stories that don't serve us. We have to allow the possibility that our shame has it wrong sometimes, and that we may not be the problem in every story. We might not always be a failure. So what if we could stop ruminating and instead digest? Digestion is the term used to describe the process of breaking down food into fuel, eliminating waste or any other product that it's not useful to the body. Digestion is about taking something in, pulling from it what serves you, and leaving the rest. Digestion can allow for greater connection to and anchoring in the present. The cognitive or emotional digestion process is about honoring whatever shows up, and in particular, letting go of the desire to control every circumstance. It's about seeing what happens as it happens, making space to grieve and feel within it and then let go. It's about revisiting a decision, thought, interaction, circumstance, or future possibility and asking yourself, how does focusing on this serve me right now? How is it distracting me? What information is helpful for me, or what do I have to learn here? And who does it serve for me to keep thinking about everything outside of my control? Who holds the power by me getting caught in this story? Is there an opportunity or invitation for me in this experience? And if so, how can I extract that and leave the rest? What fears are keeping me stuck on this thought? What do I need to do to cue my brain that I'm safe and that I don't have to stay in this agitated state? And what if I'm wrong? Can I know for sure that what I've assumed to be true is true? And if it were, is it my responsibility to fix it? How does staying in this thought help me be the person I want to be now and in the future? These questions help you shift out of your shame and into a position of power. Sometimes revisiting an experience is helpful. Going back to ask ourselves what feels unsettled or what do I have to learn can be empowering. Sitting in distress to feel and heal is valid, but getting stuck there isn't. It serves no one, not the other party, not you. It's a chaining of ourselves to misery and judgment and closes the door on a growth mindset. We have to practice radical acceptance, or the acceptance that bad things will happen and that much of what happens in our lives is out of our control. You'll make mistakes, people will hurt you, awkward interactions will occur. Learn to expect them as it is, part of the human experience. When they happen, don't give them more airtime than any other circumstance, and instead simply shift into that space of feeling, healing, and growing. You'll be surprised how many stories you've created in your head that don't actually exist outside of it. Now, before you go, I want to invite you to leave a comment below with one thing that you're going to let go of or give less space to. Whether it's a thought, interaction, dream, something you've been holding on to that's no longer serving you and that you're going to digest, take what you need, and leave the rest behind. By writing it down, you're dispelling the role of shame and negative self-talk and not giving it space to rewrite or pull you back into that place, but you're allowing for a natural and neutral release. And if you have other ideas or questions on this topic, please don't hesitate to leave those in the comments below so we can all learn from each other and open up a dialogue about the best ways we can make that shift from rumination to digestion. Be sure to take a look at the video notes to access some of the resources that I've put together to help you go deeper on this topic, including a video that I did on radical acceptance. If you like what you're hearing, be sure to subscribe to save yourself the time and energy to check back for content and instead just get an alert whenever there's new awesomeness to check out. And if you want to stay in the know on all of the happenings of Adversity Rising, plus get exclusive content that I don't share anywhere else, click the link below and subscribe to my email list. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I'm excited to be with you on this journey to freeing yourself from the stories and pain and experiences of our past that are no longer serving us, so that each of us can live our fullest and most expansive life. Because remember, you have the right to author your own story. So let's go get that pen back. See you next time.